We're back to the Total Tutor Show, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment. Again, TotalTutor.net for more information. Twitter, Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley, Facebook. And I really enjoy interviewing NBA players because I was a former college basketball player myself, and absolutely, he's had a fantastic career in the NBA and look forward to learning more about that and his great foundation. So I want to welcome the program former NBA star Adonal Foyle. Adonal, thanks for calling.
The pleasure's mine. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, fantastic. I'm excited to talk to you, especially about, I guess, first of all, your career in basketball, basically how you got involved in basketball, and then the giving back portion for these two segments. Because, Adonal, what I see completely from just reading some of the stuff before our interview, I was amazed at all the work you're doing. But I guess it starts back to how you got involved in basketball, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I grew up on an island called Canouan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We had a population of probably about maybe 500-600 people, and after a few years there, I decided that I wanted to move on to primary school and high school. So I went over to Union Island, which they had basketball there. Basketball was brought by a soldier who fought with the Americans, and he brought back basketball because they played on the ship all the time. And the basketball in Union Island was huge. And I was 6'7", 6'8", and so my first day in high school, the guys was like, "You have to play basketball." I'm like, "What is basketball?" And they're like, "No, you have to play." And they began to bug me for weeks and weeks and weeks to play. So I finally played, made a fool out of myself, grabbed the ball, run the full length of the court, forgot to dribble. And, so I like, okay, that's the end of it. It's done. It's over. I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I had one of the local guys. They're like, "I'll teach you how to play." And he started to teach me, and before long, I made the school team, and before long, I made one of the local club teams. I went to a tournament, and I met two college professors who gave me the opportunity to come back to the United States and use my mediocre basketball skills to get an education. And basically, I came to the United States, and the rest is history.
Well, and I want to get into that because, Adonal, you're saying you were not definitely an NBA-type caliber player, especially before you went to college, then, it sounds like. You were...
No, because I was just learning the game. I was 15 years old. I got pretty late start for basketball, and I just thought that, I will get a college education, and I'll probably go back home, and at least I'll be the first person in my family to graduate college. So I was excited just for the fact to play. And when I came to the States, my first year in high school, I did very well, and everybody started saying, definitely you could be recruited by almost any Division I college. And so then, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. It's like continue to play and continue to learn, playing AAU ball, playing high school, playing everything. And I got an opportunity to basically attend any college that I wanted in the United States, full ride at the basketball, sports. And so I wanted to go to a school that was going to both treat me as a student and as an athlete. And, I chose Colgate over the many, many great schools out there. And during my junior year, I was told that I had an opportunity to be in the NBA and play professional basketball. So it was not the plan, but it was, I think, a testament to the work and to my my growing love for the sport.
So you must have been pretty good at school. First of all, even though you got a college basketball scholarship, but Colgate's not the easiest school to go to, is it?
Yeah, and what I really wanted, when I go into the classroom, I wanted to be the best in the classroom, and I wanted to be the best in the basketball court, and I wanted all of it. I thought that, being a student athlete means something, and that means you have to do both. And Colgate, it didn't matter whether you score 40 points when you go into class the next morning. It's like, where's my paper? And I wanted that difficult academic environment because, I knew that I might be in the NBA, but nobody knows, nobody could guarantee that. But in education, it's for a lifetime. So I wanted to make sure that I get a good opportunity to have both, to have the best of both worlds. And so when the opportunity came to be in the NBA, I was ecstatic. So I came out my junior year, and I went back to Berkeley out in California, got drafted by Golden State, 8 overall, and then I went back to school here and finished my undergraduate and graduated from Colgate magna cum laude. So I felt like I had the best of both worlds in college, and I got an opportunity to play at the highest level in basketball.
And that's tremendous. And so academics was important. And see, I told you, I said, telling the story about you, Adonal, we're going to find out why you had the foundation in our second segment, because you were not definitely the kind of person that would say, I'm just going to play basketball. And you never thought you could play in the NBA. So talking about how academics was so important, when you got on the basketball floor at Colgate, they probably taught you how to play ball, right? Because, I mean, you started at 15, and I remember when I went from high school to college basketball, it was Division III, but it was just unbelievable. Everyone who was a star in high school was on the same team competing for the same position. So you really had a competition, and the fact is the level in college compared to high school is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I think, what's important when you get to the collegiate level is like you are, as you say, you're one of many, many great players that are coming out of high school. And, the difficult thing is that now that people are starting to exploit, what you don't do well, so they put you in a situation where you're stretched. And so it was an amazing thing for me because, I told my coach when I got that, I want to learn the game, and I want to be really good at this game, and I will do whatever it takes to do it. And he looked at me like I was crazy because most students don't say that to the coach. I was like, I'll do whatever it takes because I want the best of both worlds. So, but it was a difficult thing to play in the Patriot League. We had some great teams there, and I continued to work really, really hard, and I got an opportunity to play at the next level. But collegiately, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we got to go to the dance, while I was there, and it was amazing. We played Kansas. I got to go to the dance the second year. We played Connecticut. And we competed very well as a 16th seed. We got an opportunity. We were right in the game and had an opportunity to play against some of the best players in college basketball. So I felt like I was fortunate to get a little bit of high-level basketball and still get a quality and great education.
So, and when you started playing, like they taught you to play, but then you started knowing you had some talent when you could play against, especially against in the tournament, against the top players, right? When you knew you were competing against them.
And what was huge for me is that I continued to play AAU ball. I really learned a lot. Really stretched myself. I asked the coach to really try to get us to play a lot more demanding teams. So we played Syracuse, we played Stanford, we played Mississippi. We went to tournaments where a lot of the good teams were competing, so that I can get the exposure of playing against the best players out there. And it was a fantastic ride. It was amazing. Because those were open where, a lot of people didn't think that Colgate and the Patriots would compete. And we went out and we worked hard. And I get a chance to play some of the great players that I will come back and play with at the next level. So it was an unbelievable experience.
We're speaking to Adonal Foyle, and we're talking about his basketball career, NBA, and right now we're in college, to his foundation in the next segment on TotalTutor.net, on the Total Education Network, Total Education Celebrity Show / Beach Lifestyle. And Adonal, when I'm learning about this, basically you're learning the game, you're finding out you can compete, and once you knew that you're going to go ahead and play NBA, was it hard to go out early? You said you left in junior year, so you must have really.
It was the most difficult thing for me, I think, because I really wanted to spend all 4 years there. But one of the things that was started happening was I realized that, I wasn't being stretched anymore. I wasn't being pushed as much in the Patriot League. The first, 3 years, I started to really get a grasp of the game, and then I felt like at that point, I had kind of, from an academic standpoint, I was fine. I continued to learn. But from a basketball standpoint, I felt that I needed to be pushed at the next level. I needed to have an opportunity to play at the highest level so that I can continue to push my basketball skills. So I I felt that it was one of the most difficult decisions to make because I had committed to staying out 4 years, but I thought that was the time to move on. So I did, and I went back and, as I said, and finished my undergraduate and eventually started my master's program. So I felt like it went on the way I wanted it, which was to always have that duality between academics and sports. I wanted to make sure that I continued to develop in both areas. So the NBA was a move that I thought was necessary for my basketball career, and I did it.
And when you decided to come out junior year, was there a lot of interest, would you say, when you...
Yeah, I mean, there was. And, I mean, it was difficult because I think I had broke my foot I had a crack in my fifth metatarsal, and, we did a lot of therapy, and I went and visited tons of team and worked out for them and really, show them what I was capable of doing. And so there was a lot of interest, and, I was able to be drafted 8 overall and going to sunny place in California, in Golden State. So coming from upstate New York as an island boy, it was like amazing to come out where there was like sun out in the Bay Area. And, we had a team that went through some struggle, but to spend over 13 years in the NBA was an extraordinary gift and something that, I will remember for the rest of my life.
So in the 13-year career, basically, a lot of people can't last that long in the NBA, right? So that's something that you can really be proud of in your career, that you lasted 13 years.
Well, when you think of the average career is 4.7 years, and you're able to spend 13, I mean, you're doing something well, and obviously, no one gives you a job in the NBA because they like you. They give you a job because they think that you can help them win or you can help them do something in the basketball court. So I'm fortunate that, I was able to come out and play, and I play as hard as I can. I always felt that was important. I continued to learn the game. I continued to get better. I went to Pete World Camp, even as an NBA player, almost my first 7 years. I learned a tremendous amount from him. He was one of the greatest teachers that I think I ever had, going out to Hawaii. And, he was an extraordinary human being, and he taught the game with such ease and love for the game. And even at 80-something, when he was out there, he was still, showing us the move and teaching us. And I learned so much. I continue to really view the game as an opportunity to learn and an opportunity to keep progressing and getting better.
And through that process of your career, what would you say was your highlight of your NBA career?
I would say just the longevity of it and the opportunity to play with some of the greatest players. I had a chance to play with Dwight over in Orlando. I played with, I played with Jason Richardson. I played with Gilbert Arenas. I played with some great guys that, end up having a very amazing careers. And really learning. I mean, my first year in the league, I had Terry Cummings and Shelton Spencer, and coming in as a young guy and having those kind of role models, guys that really learn how to tough it out at the league level, and really learn the game and really able to adapt to the game. So I learned a lot from them, how they take care of their bodies and how they continue to really see the game, and it taught me a lot, and I was very receptive to that. And and obviously in terms of becoming one of the elite shot blockers in the NBA, is something that is very difficult to do considering the caliber of players. And so I enjoy the journey of learning, of playing, of having really great friendships, and really and having that time. And it's been in 13 years.
Okay, and we'll get back more with Adonal Foyle, and now I want to go life after basketball, especially why the foundation and how our listeners can help out. You're listening to the Total Tutor Show, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment on the Total Education Network, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're back to the Total Tutor Show, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment. TotalTutor.net for more information. Twitter, Total Tutor, Neil S. Haley, Facebook, and I'm with Adonal Foyle, and I really could talk to him hours just about his NBA career, but he's here to definitely, and you have other things as well, O'Donnell. I might have to bring you back, especially for your children's book, because you could be on a different one of my shows. You know that, and so we can maybe mention. We'll definitely plug it at the end, but we could talk about that as well because of my Author's Corner show, which is another very fantastic show on my network. Let's go specifically to why life after basketball. When you decided to retire. And the time came to give back in specific ways. Did you have the foundation started before then or after you retired?
Yes, I have two foundations. The first one was started my second year in the league. It's called Democracy Matters. And really we wanted to, I had a challenge when I was in college. My college professor at the time had a discussion whether or not my generation was apathetic. And I said, well, it didn't seem right to me that they were apathetic. I thought that what was different, that they didn't have the opportunity to participate, because if you look at the civil rights movement, if you look at women's rights movement, the anti-war movement, whatever you believe, they were all fueled by young people out of college, and young people as a whole were the leads in those movements. But when you look at politics today, it seems like a lot of young people are not involved, but the big issue for them is it takes money to get involved today, and politics is very subtle today. So the college kids don't have money. What they have is a lot of debt. So I started a foundation when I became a player to prove my professor wrong, that young people is not apathetic, that if we can find a foundation that focuses on the influence of money in politics, we'll be able to shift the political landscape, because what you have is that people who have money tend to not advocate for the people who don't. And so if young people wanted to have a voice, what they had to do was to change the landscape in how we practice our democracy. So Democracy Matters was engaging college students to get involved in political causes and to just let their voices be heard in the political spectrum, because they have been the forgotten demographic. So we had college campuses. We had chapters on over 85 college campuses where we engage young people and we get them involved and we get them to form chapters and really talk to each other about the proliferation of money in politics. And, that has been really great. Throughout my career, I've been able to do that. And then secondly, I started the Kerosene Foundation several years before I retired. And that was mainly to use basketball as a way to teach young people about, discipline, the need to stay in school, the need for the duality between sports and academics, nutrition, AIDS awareness in the Caribbean. So we've been doing camps in the Caribbean and here in the United States. And what we try to teach young people is that they have the power through education to transform where they're at in life and to take them to the next level, and that they have to take that seriously. And, learning to take care of themselves and the body is imperative in having that life that you want, and to find the path and to find the next generation of leaders. So those two foundations have kind of formed, what I have believe is a moral imperative for athletes and people in public life, which is to give back as much as you can to the next generation and help them find their true purpose.
What a tremendous role model you are, O'Donnell. The ability to utilize your celebrity status and create these foundations. First of all, one, during your career, to show your academic knowledge, saying, hey, I really hit the books. And I'm sure the players on your team were like, wow, this guy's deep. He really enjoys academics and really sees about giving back, and it really helps in the specific things with college scholarships. When we talk about Kerosene Lamp Foundation, what I see is specifically really helping children where they don't have those role models, right, in the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, and I think, what's important, if you think of here as well, mentorship is very important, and kids need to have people that they can model themselves against. And I'm not saying that everything that person in the public life do is going to be good, but the kids have to understand that they can take the good from the people that they have as role models, and they can leave the things that they don't like. So it's about giving them like a guiding force, like a hand that says, you can do this. I mean, coming from the Caribbean and an island of 600 plus people and making it to the United States and being one of 450 players in the world, it's an extraordinary journey, but they have to know that it is possible. Coming from the ghetto in the United States and getting a chance to go to college and potentially going to the next level, they have to know that they have everything within them to do it. The question is they have to believe it, and also they have to, continue to find and have people show them the path of how to get there. So I felt like, this was important because I've been given a gift by two strangers. They give me an opportunity to transform my life, and it is imperative that we pass it back to the next generation and help show them that path as well.
When we're talking about kerosene, how are you able to run the foundation when you are, especially in the United States, a lot of the time? You have a great team with you, don't you, to keep it going?
Yeah, you have to, but we always we do a lot of stuff during the year there. But we always believed that it was important that the kids see me and interact with me. So every summer we go back with some NBA players, college players, and really try to really do a series of camps, bring tons of books, and really help rebuild libraries, and teach about nutrition, AIDS education. So we go back every summer and really do a big kind of reunion for the camp so that the kids are interacting with us, they're seeing us, and we're able to really take basketball as a way of doing this. So the kids come to a basketball camp and they're going to leave with books, they're going to leave with, have opportunity to eat, they're going to leave with gifts, and they're going to leave with nutrition advice. They're going to learn about sports psychology. So we make it it's basketball, but it's truly about life. It's about really giving them the tools to be successful.
So when we're talking about other NBA players that have been working with you, who else is helping you out, especially on the camps?
Well, over the many, this is our 10th year, we've had many players from Eric Dampier, Courtney Lee, to Clifford Ray. We've had to Leon Poe. We've had a lot of great players who give up their time to go down there and help us and really spread the word and really teach kids. And they have been great teachers because they have an opportunity to teach eager kids about a sport that is very near and dear to us. So we have been truly supported, and we felt that it was important to bring college players as well. So we've brought in college players, female as well as male, because we do a co-ed camp because we wanted to teach the kids about really peer pressure and really also talking to each other, boys and girls alike, and really understanding that there is no boundaries or barriers to sports. It's about really learning and really trying to get to the next level.
Well, absolutely. And can you tell us some success stories in the last 10 years involving kerosene? Any success stories?
I would say, I would say for us is we were able to bring a group of kids here to the States and get them to go to Stanford. They have a chance to go to Google. They had a chance to go to Facebook. And, just seeing how much of the worldview has opened up to the possibility of what's possible for them. So I'll give you an example. We brought 7 kids up, and before we brought them out, we asked them, how many of them wanted to go to college, and I think it was 2 of them thought that they wanted to go to college. And by the end of the 3-week trip here in the States, all 7 of them wanted to go to college.
That's great.
And it was a testament to the fact that they now know what was possible, and their eyes have been opened up to the possibilities of their lives. And they were eager to go back and start studying for the SATs and start really understanding that it's not just about sports, it's about the balance between sports and academics. So we have many of those stories. We have kids that come back and say, I've been playing overseas for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's because I went to your camp and you really made me believe that many things are possible. We have kids going to college here in the United States. So it's been through the camp. So it's been amazing in that you really are seeing the transformation, and not all of the success are as big as that. Some of the success is simple, like the kids come back and they're teaching us, I learned this. I learned how to dribble, and I ate properly today, and I lost 10 pounds, and I lost 15 pounds. So those stories are smaller, but they're
all important.
It's changing lifestyle, yeah.
They're all important, and there is a definite connection between your first foundation and the second one, especially with involving the academics part of it. Would you agree? With democracy and kerosene? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that college kids, they need to know that there are people that are listening to them, and they need to know that they have the power and to change the world in which they find themselves. If they don't like the political system, instead of running away from it, they can get involved in it and change it and bring better sanity to it, and really trying to get money out of it so that their interests and their desires are being taken care of. After all, they're the ones that are fighting the wars. They're the ones that are going to inherit this country at some point. So they have to be engaging it and push politicians to do what is right rather than what is political expedient.
Okay, so also tell us about a really interesting thing involving your children's book you wrote. Why did you decide to write a children's book?
Well, I wanted to write a kid's book because I thought that as we go back home every year, the kids are getting younger and younger, and I'm getting older. So I thought it was important to, as a roadmap, really to really teach the kids about success and really about dreaming and about, no matter where you find yourself and no matter how terrible you are initially as a basketball player, that there is something that is possible for you through perseverance and hard work. So the kids' book, Too Tall for the Finder's Game, it's about failing in many different sports and really trying to find the one that suits you, and then really walking from there. This is the first of a series, and the idea is to really continue to just tell kids it's okay to fail. It's okay to not be successful all the time. Pick yourself up, work a little harder, and you might find success down the line.
Okay, Adonal, where can we find information on you? First of all, for people who want to donate to the two foundations, can purchase the children's book, all the different places. Is it your website? Is that correct?
Yeah, you can definitely go to donaldfoyle.com. You can go to the Kerosene Lamp Foundation, and you can go to democracymatters.org. I mean, we have all our websites are there, and you can click through them and donaldfoyle.com. So, and you have tootallfoyle.com as well, where you can get the kids' book, as well as on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Wow, you're really keeping busy after basketball.
This is my retirement phase.
I don't, and I think it helped, especially going back getting your degree and all these different things. That I saw that you were in the front office for the Orlando Magic at a time. Are you still involved in the NBA at all, or are you really just specific? What else are you doing? Or is this seems like so much?
I took a year off from basketball, and I just finished a second book on why professional athletes go broke, and that should be coming out in about another week or two. And the idea is, I wanted to talk to players who have gone through the league and players that are there, and say, what are the challenges? Why do you see so many players go through financial hardship? And so we're getting ready to launch that book in the next week and a half. So I think that is going to be consuming my time for a little bit.
Well, we're going to have to welcome you on Author's Corner show to talk about both of your books. So I'll definitely reach out to your publicist. It was a lot of fun talking to you and learning a lot about you, Adonal. Good luck on your ventures, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you so very much for really talking and listening to me.
All right. I enjoyed learning from you, so take care now.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to the Total Education, Total Tutor Show, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment, and we'll be back in just a moment.